Get Warrior Tough. Mental Training 101 with Andrew Wittman on 105.5 The Roar. Back to Andrew Wittman.
All right, now I am working the magic, man. We're in the kitchen. I'm like the chef doing what's in the pantry. We're throwing stuff in here. Let's not throw out the baby with the bathwater, though, right? So here we go. So we're back on it, Lee. I don't want to waste any more time with all the, So here I left off with the average-minded loves to be comfortable. Elite warrior, comfortable being uncomfortable. Here's the next one. Are you ready? You buckling up?
I am.
All right. The average-minded person practices a skill or trains a skill until he or she gets it right. The elite warrior practices or trains the skill until they can't get it wrong.
Now explain that.
The average-minded person will practice and train something until they get it right. And then when they get it right one time, they're like, yeah, I got it right. I don't need to practice anymore.
Oh, I got you.
Yeah, the elite warrior will train and train and train until they cannot get it wrong.
A golfer goes out and hits a pro golfer and practices every day.
Every day. One of the golfers like, how do you, I heard one, we were talking on, I was listening on the Golf Channel. They're like, how do you hit that? He said, I hit 500 golf balls every day. How do you drive like that? I hit 500. And he's not training. I don't even like to use the word practice. Drew and I talked about this the other day. We don't use practice. We use the word training because what I'm going to do is improve. And I'm going to train myself so I can't get it wrong. I have muscle memory, my proprioceptors, all my nerve system, my brain, the neuroconnectors, all of that. I've got that path beat down so good that I cannot get this wrong. And that's not what the average person does. They will only train hard enough until they got it right. And once they get it right, they're like, oh, I got it right. And now we're done training. Think about that for the sales rep. How many, Malcolm Gladwell said you got to do something 10,000 times before you get great at it or even good at it, really. And my SEAL friends and my Ranger friends, my Marine friends that are excellent marksmen, they say you got to put a round in the black 10,000 times before you can even become a great shooter. 10,000 times. Okay, sales reps, have you made 10,000 calls? You need to make 10,000 calls, just get no's 10,000 times just so you can start to get good at being that way. Get 10,000 rejections. That should be your goal. Do that 10,000 times. Practice until you can't get it wrong instead of practice until you get something right. The average-minded longs for security. I see people, they hate their job. And I would ask them this. You love your job on a scale of 1 to 7. 7 being you love it. 1 meaning you hate it. Where are you on the scale? They'd be like, I heard this week. 2. I said, then turn your stuff in right now. I can't. I'm stuck. Why you stuck? Health benefits. They have them you could get, other jobs have those, right? Yeah. And other jobs are like better paying jobs than the one you have right now. They make those every day. You know that, right? Yeah. All right. So why are you stuck? Because they want that security that they have. They're afraid to make the transition because there'd be a time where they would be insecure.
They have that thought process that they can't do any better.
Or they even will say they could do better, but they don't want to go through the process to get. They don't want to give up the security. They're like the monkey, man. I'm not going to give up the security of having that one meal in my hand and have to go look for that banana. Even if it costs me my life, I am not giving up that banana. I have one in my hand.
The ones I know will say that, but they don't actually think that. They think that I'm doing as good as I'm going to be able to do because I'm average.
Right, and that's a problem. We will also we'll hit that problem here as we go forward. But you're right. That is another, and that's a question to ask. Let's just jump to the end, and I'll ask that question. We'll come back to it. But if you're average-minded in any area, A, do you care? And B, if you don't care, are you holding someone else from being elite-minded? Are you holding back someone else? And then C, if you don't care, is it because you don't think you could do better or you think that you're okay here? I mean, do you really think you couldn't do better? Or do you think you're – and that's true, Lee. A lot of people think that they don't want to dream anymore because they can't get – they're afraid to say what they want because they couldn't get it. You're absolutely right.
Well, the most scary part of my life was I injured my back. I carpet cleaned. I was part owner with my brother. And I had to face life, had to start life back over at 38 years old. And that was a scary proposition for me, but I figured out. I went back to school, learned what I did, and if it weren't for that, I would have never found my job here, and I love my job here.
So you're a 7. That's awesome. So the elite warrior, they don't believe that security exists outside his or her own abilities to handle whatever life throws at them. See, I know, Lee, I've been in security my whole life. I've been a gunslinger for 30 years. I've been on the inside track. I could tell you right now, since the beginning of time, security is the perception of reality. It's not real. Security is a perception. You can beat any security out there. I don't care if it's IT, you could beat it. If it's physical security, you could beat it. If you think that anything is secure on planet Earth, you are delusional. It doesn't exist outside your own abilities to handle whatever life throws your way. This cracks me up because we were talking last night. I was at dinner with some friends, and it was my neighbor's birthday. What up? Happy birthday, Chris. I know it's not you didn't want anybody to know, but anyway. So we're talking. I was talking to Chris's brother-in-law, and we're talking about people. He knows people that carry all the time, concealed carry. He said, are you carrying? I said, no. He said, you're not carrying? I'm like, no. He said, what if somebody, pulled a gun on you? I said, I'd take theirs. If I need it, someone pulls it, I'll take theirs. He said, what? He said, guys, they carry all the time just in case something would happen. I said, yeah, and a guy like me who comes along can take the weapon right from him. Because we've trained that. We know how to I know how to do it. We've done it over 10,000 times. I could do it in my sleep. But people think that, so it's a false sense of security. You think you're carrying your concealed. Well, I got a gun and I'm good. No, you know what? If you come across a guy that knows what they're doing, your gun ain't going to help you, even if they're not armed. I will get in close enough. I will walk you down the psychological path. You'll think I'm not a threat, and then I'll take the gun from you. See, that's really what I believe. And you're like, Andrew, that's crazy talk. I know. I'm bulletproof. I've got 30 years to prove it that I'm bulletproof. The safest place to stand on the planet is wherever I'm standing. I actually believe that. Because I know security doesn't exist outside of whatever my abilities are. And we think that it's a false sense of security. You think you're secure. You're not. All right, the average-minded person sacrifices advancement for safety. They will sacrifice their advancement, they'll sacrifice their promotion for the safety of where they're at, which again I just said is it's false. It's a false sense. You're not safe anywhere you are outside your own abilities to handle whatever life throws at you. The elite warrior will sacrifice personal safety for advancement. I'll say it like this: the elite warrior is a risk taker. And again, I'm a critical thinker. I don't take risks blindly. I have evidence and information to guide every decision, and I measure whether the risk is worth it or not worth it. But if there's a big enough reward, I'll sacrifice my personal state. I'll risk my personal safety for advancement.
That's where when people are in a job and they don't want to, it's because they feel like they're good and happy where they're at, but they feel like they may be not so good if they move forward. And
that might be. Then what should you do to get there?
You should make yourself better.
You'll find out.
Yeah,
right.
and yep, the only way you're going to find out is to do it.
I'm going to find out the weakness. Listen, I pastored a church for 5 years here over in Greer, right? And when the economy went in the tank in 2008, I took a midnight security job over in Spartanburg. My wife was working doubles at a restaurant here, and we're barely making it. I'm still pastoring the church. I didn't take a paycheck because I couldn't in good conscience tell people who lost their job, try to stroke a tithe check so I could eat, but they're not. So I stopped taking a paycheck. We did that for almost a year. And then my wife said, how long are we going to do this? We're burning out. No to everything for my kids. We're cutting mold off the bread, that we're feeding them because we can't afford, it's just ridiculous. So you know what, baby, I could fix this if you're ready for me to go away. And I went to Afghanistan, and I risked my personal safety for advancement, and we got the thing back on track. Instead of, and just having a pity party and all that, and then letting the house get foreclosed on, and then I go on, the dole, and I just let, I'll just let the government safety. And what I did is, because I'm an elite warrior. I'm not afraid to sacrifice my personal safety for the advancement of my family and for my personal advancement.
And that is the ultimate sacrifice, honestly.
Right. And we've talked about the burning house. It's my kids and my wife. That's why I would go in the burning house. And I'll sacrifice. But average-minded people, they won't. They say they will. And again, you could give me the town hall answer, but people do what they believe. You could say you believe something, but I'm going to look at your actions, and what you do is what you. So like this, people know that soda is bad for you. Well, the science is out there. We know it. People are like, yeah, I know it's bad for you. And then how many of you are still drinking it? Then you don't really believe it's bad for you. Same thing with fast food. Yeah, we know fast food ain't good for you. All right, how many of you went through the drive-thru? Oh, over here. Then you don't really believe it's bad for you, because if you did, you wouldn't eat it. See, now, I know Oreos are bad for me, but I don't really believe that, because I'll eat a line at a time. I'll take a whole sleeve and eat them at one time. I know it ain't good for me, right? I know it, but I don't believe it. Do you see the difference? You could know something and not believe it. You do what you believe. He's just laughing. Lee's just back there laughing. He don't know what to say, man.
Nah, I'm like,
blowing his mind.
Again, I'm going to hide my breakfast from you.
I don't care. I don't judge you, man. That's the whole thing.
I know
don't judge
that.
you.
I know. I'm just kidding.
I don't judge anybody, man. Mental toughness, we don't judge. All we do is look at results. There's no moral judgment here. All I do is look at the results and go, what you're doing, do you like the results? And then what you're doing, does that get you to where you want? Is that your target? Does it help you or hurt you? Is this helping you or hurt you reach your target? And that's all you have. That's all I ask. Is it helping you or hurting you? You know, if it's helping you, I had people say, well, I don't know. Well, I wouldn't do something if I didn't know if it was helping me or hurting me. Well, it's probably hurting me. Okay, but will you stop doing it? Will you make the change? The average-minded will not, because, again, what they're going to do is sacrifice advancement for that comfort, and that's comfort, is to do what you're doing. That's why you do it.
And they're missing out on a rewarding life.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like a golf. If you go out, you know, it's the successes in life is what it's all about, because it gives you such a good feeling. You get, you know, you get a rush off of it, I guess.
Absolutely.
And if you're just living without getting success in your life, then you're never experiencing that.
No, and you know, and I wouldn't. I got to tell you, man, life is so fun. It's so great. That, you know, I have haters. Do you not? I mean, isn't that crazy? People hate me. Can you imagine that? That's nuts. But here's why. Because misery loves what?
Company.
Yeah, and I'm not miserable. I love life. I think it's the greatest thing on the planet. I love people. They're the greatest things on the planet. I love it. And people who's miserable, they hate being around somebody like me. Because they want company in their misery. They would rather commiserate. That's what commiserate is. I want a bunch of us being over here saying how awful it is. And seriously, this is why I don't do a lot of social outings, because I don't want to hear people complaining about their wife or their husband, complaining about their job, complaining about the government, complaining about the taxes, complaining about the health care. I don't want to hear all that. Is that helping us or hurting us?
That's exactly what I was talking about. I want to be around positive people. I want to be around them as much as possible.
Yeah, let's talk about ideas of how we can make our lives better. Let's talk about our visions. Let's talk about what our targets are. Let's talk about how great we could be. Let's talk about reaching our potential, our genetic potential in every area of life. Let's stop talking about all the bad junk that's going on. That's why I turned the news off, man. I don't even want to hear it, because they're not going to tell you anything good. It doesn't sell copy, because their market is the average-minded.
I don't watch it either.
Man, oh, Chevy.
And I'm telling you, social media is about as bad as anywhere.
If not worse.
Oh, yeah.
I use it. I use social media because I'm trying to get my message out, and that's where the folks are. I'm going to go fishing where the fish are. I'll say it like this, Lee. I make the news. I ain't watching the news.
I just scroll past the negativity.
Well, all you're doing is scrolling the whole thing. All right, so we've got time for one more, and then we'll get out of here. And then we'll pick this up again next week. Okay, the average-minded operates out of fear. The elite warrior operates from the confidence that comes from exhaustive preparation. I am so prepared. I am so confident. People think, you're cocky, you're arrogant. No, I am prepared. Now, when I come in here for an hour-long show, how long do you think I take to prepare before I come on the air?
Oh, you're very prepared when you come in.
Yeah, I got 40 hours of content for this 1 hour, and I'm not kidding. And that's why I'm up against the clock right now.
That's a key to radio, honestly.
Right. Well, it's a key to everything in life. And so I have over-prepared because I didn't even get through a half of my script, that I've laid out, the storyboard that we laid out of stuff that we want to get through.
I'd rather you be over-prepared than under-prepared.
Always, man. Always. And so I'm not going to operate out of fear. I ain't afraid to get behind this microphone because I know exactly what I'm going to say, and I can fill more content than we have time, and we don't. So we're out. I will see you guys next week. Listen, go to www.getwarriortough.com, and I'll see you next week. Thanks, Lee.